and this is why this group's been so important, building this community. And we started this, and a lot of you now are our dear friends. And in the after chat, Yvonne has become, or had become, such the voice for all of us, and we always would call on her. And I just was really thrilled to, for me, she was a new friend. I didn't know her since this last year, but many like Eileen has her hand up. People have been friends with her forever. So I want to let people speak, but I just want to say that last time I spoke to her in the room, she was not feeling well. And I was looking forward to her getting better. And then we got the sad news that she had passed away. So I know our hearts, it's just, this community just remembers her. And I just want to, if you want to put your hand up, if you want to, let's do some memory making and celebrating, because now we stand on her shoulders. So Eileen, do you want to start us off?
We would not have ratified the Equal Rights Amendment in Virginia without Yvonne. And I want to make sure everybody knows that her funeral is Tuesday in Virginia Beach. And I know that I don't have it in front of me, but it's on the National Women's Political Caucus. She was the board of the National Women's Political Caucus. Yvonne was everywhere that shit needed to get done. She was on the board of the National Women's Political Caucus, Catherine, as you know. She was very high up in the Deltas, and I mean, like the queen of Deltas. I remember once asking for people to show up at the General Assembly, and 100 women in red showed up the next day. And you know, all these old white men were hiding under their desks. They were terrified, and she just stormed the castle, and it was beautiful. The thing about Yvonne, one of the things that she did when I said that we never would have gotten the Equal Rights Amendment without her, is she decided that in every small town in Virginia, they have town councils, right? And in every small town in Virginia, you've got Delta women living, and they're often your 6th grade teacher, your Sunday school class, your dentist, your doctor, you know, your local everything, right? Local PTA, everything. So these Deltas all around in 56 different little towns, including little red towns like Farmville, and that's just one example of many. They walked into these little town councils in their head to toe red with a resolution saying that the town council supported ratification of the Equal Rights Amendment. And every one of these town councils went, okay, and they signed it. And we ended up with 59 town council resolutions from all pockets of Virginia. Calling for the ratification of the Equal Rights Amendment that was thrown in the lap of every one of these red delegates, et cetera, in the General Assembly. We got so much momentum out of that they were happy to ignore us until Yvonne mobilized the Deltas and put them back on their heels. So that's her legacy. I'm angry and I'm sad because, you know, I often talk about my 94-year-old North Star, Laura Callow in Michigan, who's been working on Equal Rights Amendment. She's really the closest thing we have to a living Alice Paul. There was a statue of her at the University of Michigan. And I always hold my breath. And so, you know, I'm just tired of all these women champions working for the Equal Rights Amendment and then passing on before they ever see constitutional equality in their lifetime. And it really makes me sad and angry, very, very angry, that even though Yvonne did the work, all the games that are going on right now to keep us from certifying, that she didn't see it finished. And I'm taking that as another motivational thing. She's now my newest North Star. I just ordered the picture on Artists for ERA. If you go to the Artists for ERA, there's a picture of a Statue of Liberty, and it says constitutional equality for all persons. Yes. And the Statue of Liberty is now a Black woman. I've ordered her she'll be framed in my house, and I have named her Yvonne. Oh. She will be my motivational North Star. We have to finish. Now have one more woman that we can add to the pile of people that, you know, we're working for. She is now my motive. I have to do it for her as well as for my 7 granddaughters.
I'm thinking too, and not that we need to talk it in here so much in the detail, but I think it would a scholarship, something in her name, something.
Yes, something. I mentioned that the other night.
Yeah, I know there's people that I'll let them take the lead on that and know better. But Deborah, you have your hand up. Deborah Brown, good to see you, friend.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to say rest in power, Yvonne, and we have the con. And I was actually on the phone with the minister that's going to eulogize Yvonne. And she wanted to know if you wanted to include anything in what she's going to say when she does that on Tuesday.
We
Okay.
never would have ratified the Equal Rights Amendment without Yvonne. And that her power of organization and her dedication to equality for all persons is something that is a loss for the Commonwealth of Virginia and the country. That's what we need to say. That's it.
And we have this being recorded. If Deborah, I don't know if you're taking quick notes, but this is important. And I know that if we put the information in the chat, I know I was looking at it. There's a few things. There's going to be the interment in Clifton by me in Clifton, Virginia. So there's a few different things in Norfolk and times. And then there is actually, I don't know if it's Wednesday or Tuesday, will be interned in Clifton, Virginia. So they'll be near us if you can't make it to Norfolk. Anybody else have anything they want to share or say? You can put your hand up or just unmute yourself. I don't know if Steri's still in the room. Jeffrey. Go ahead and unmute, my friend. Jeff, go ahead and unmute.
I mean, as Eileen said, she was there with us in Richmond so many times, and I always enjoyed seeing her in the Deltas. It was, she's going to be missed, and that's all I want to say. Is like,
yeah, no, it's true. There's no doubt about it. And I know Virginia Beach, Susan. Go ahead.
In addition to all of her statewide and national activities, Yvonne was very much an expert in our troublesome local city council, and she was a longtime member of the Community Services Board. That's the board that deals with mentally ill, people with developmental disabilities, and substance abuse problems. So she was very much a champion for the vulnerable on a local level too.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. I remember when we were expanding our reach with the Power Lunch in Virginia Beach, we got all excited. If you remember last year before we did those 3 summits and we came down to Virginia Beach, and I leaned on Susan and Susan Kaufman and all the Susans in Virginia Beach. And of course, Yvonne, and we're like, okay, she was ready to go and ready to help. And so it's just a sad loss for us all not to have that helping hand, as we say. But I have somebody's hand up, Tanya Roberts. Hi, Tanya. Go ahead and unmute.
Hi, thank you for the opportunity. I just wanted to share that when I first met Yvonne, it was, through our sorority, and she immediately became a mentor, as she often does, or as she often did. And just moving and, there's work to do, and encouraging us to do the work, for social action within our sorority and within the community as a whole. And I just, just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful opportunity to be within her circle a little bit, and to see all of the possibilities and all of the things that we had to do, so much, and just the amazement with the Equal Rights Amendment and rallying us together, sending out red alerts to all of our members to get together, to get to Richmond, and to, get working. So I just loved her so much, and I'm so grateful, for her influences within my life. And even my 2 youngest children, I brought them to our women's summit at the Botanical Gardens, and so they had an opportunity to kind of be around her a little bit there, and even with the Women's March that we did in Richmond to celebrate the march that we did to celebrate the Equal Rights Amendment passing in Virginia. It was just, phenomenal. And so I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity. So sad that, she's gone, but grateful for the opportunity.
No doubt. And what is a red alert? Is that a Delta thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If she sent that out, you knew you had to rally the troops and get everybody together and put your red on, put your
Love
put your
it.
colors on and come
Yep.
out and support. hmm Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That, no, I was just thinking I had to ask. And no, it's so great to hear stories about her because I know her friends. I mean, our condolences to the family that are going to maybe listen to this. You're in our hearts, and her children, her friends, everybody that loved her. Was so great. We had a little piece of her every week to just sort of like, she'd come on. Sometimes she had that really good eye roll. I'd be, what's happening down in Virginia Beach? She's like, and just told it like it is. But just was just such a great champion for people's rights. Anybody else want to take a moment before we wrap up? And I know it's great to see all the some new faces. Karina Ladd, I don't know if we've met, but welcome into the Power Lunch. Where are you from, Karina? Karina, could you unmute?
Virginia Beach. I was a friend.
Yes. Thank you for being here. Do you want to say a few words?
Well, one thing, no one's mentioned that she was a speech pathologist, and her first inclination was to help people who might not, get the attention of many other teachers or other people in the community, might be looking for the people who are most successful, but she was looking out for the people who needed a champion. And I think that kind of vision, her politics was informed by that view she had of the world, that too many people overlooked so many people, that we have a natural tendency to look for the most exciting person in a student body. And maybe we're just looking at people in the wrong way. And I think that's something that grounded her, that gave her this capability of building relationships with people, because she was a genuinely good person, and she connected with other people, just people who want to be decent human beings. That's what drove her into politics, not the desire to be famous, but the desire to make what happens in politics better for all human beings. She was really a very decent, good person.
Yes. Oh, I'm really glad that I saw you there. Something compelled me to just to call on you, and thank you for those words, that just to remind us the whole person that she is and was. So thank you.